This course will give you a brief overview of how you navigate around Blackboard, how you turn in assignments, take tests, and lots of other information. Now that you've logged into your course, you see a main menu over on your left. This main menu will give you the tool links that you need to access all of the information for the course. Now, some of this information may look a little bit different from course to course because it depends on your instructor's preferences. So be sure and click on each of these, especially if you have any questions about them as you go through the course to find out more information. The first page that you land on when you enter the course is called a landing page. The landing page here is called What's New, What's Due. You'll see this in many of your courses, but again, it depends on professor preferences as to what you see right here. This landing page gives you announcements, what's new, what's due, alerts. You can add the message center in this. In some cases your instructor will allow you to alter this page and change it up the way you want to. It's called a module page, so you can do this. Great place to start your course and get a lot of information about what is due and what is expected of you for the upcoming days. The syllabus is a vital part of any online course. The syllabus in your online course in Blackboard, you may find it in several places throughout the course. So look around for it. The first place you may see it's the main menu. If you click on this, you'll see syllabus opens up and you click on that link and it will show you the syllabus for the course. It's always a good idea to print this out. Also print out your schedule while you're at it so that you can have a copy of this close by. To find information about your textbook, you can find it in a couple of places. One of those will be your syllabus, but you may also be able to find it on the textbook link in the main menu. This will give you information in some cases, the title, the ISBN, publication dates, the price of it even. You'll see in some cases, depending on your instructor and the availability they have of these type of resources. On the main menu, you will find a faculty profile. This is going to give you information about your instructor as well as content information. Be sure and make a note of this just in case your Blackboard or your internet goes down. That way you'll have information on how to contact your instructor. Some faculty members may use the announcements. The announcements are a great tool to find out about information of what's going on from week to week and task to task, just depending on how your instructor uses this information. You will also sometimes find this in the What's New, What's Due section. So this is a great tool. Announcements are also emailed to you, so you get 2 copies of it, one in the announcements and one in your email. The course content is the body of the course. This is where you're going to find the information about your specific course. It's going to depend on your instructor and preferences as to how this section will look. It may vary from course to course. Many of your instructors are going to divide this into contents, into chapters. Others may divide it into modules. So you may see it many different ways. Very important note for those new to Blackboard and new to online learning. Be sure that you click on all of the files, folders, and content in the section. You especially want to click if you see that an item is underlined. This means there's a hyperlink or a connection to more information. So that's what you want to do. Be sure and click on all of it so you don't miss out on some of that really important information for the course. Let's get started on how we navigate the course content area. First thing you'll want to do is click on the course content from that main menu. When you do this, it's going to open up a ton of different information. Once you click on that course content, you're going to find a variety of information. This may vary from course to course. Below are several examples of the type of information that you will find. This first one shows you weekly folders. So everything is divided up with weeks, giving you due dates as well as the information inside that folder. You will notice that the title is underlined. You want to click on that folder because when you do, it'll open up the hyperlink, and that's going to give you an abundance of material for this week 1. When you open that folder, you're going to find things like activities. This first activity that you're looking at just below is a web link. You'll want to click on the name of it to get it to open up that link. In the picture below, you can see selective absorption, layers of the atmosphere, a chapter 1 test. So let's take a look at these. It's kind of hard to tell from this picture because it is a still picture, but this is an animation or an active figure from the textbook. So when you click on the different links, if you were loaded into this course, you could manipulate the different elements or the different pollutions in the atmosphere. So this is one of the type of activities that you may be offered in your course. Next up is a link to outside content. This one's on the World Wide Web that allows you to manipulate different things on this activity, and you're able to get a little bit more information. Now, these are just two examples of what you might see in your course. There are numerous examples that you will see in the different courses throughout your time here at Lee College. Your test will also be found in your different modules or the different folders. They might be titled test or they might be in a weekly folder. This one comes out of a weekly folder and it says Chapter 1 Test. To see the test, you just simply click on the link. Once you open that test, you're going to see something like this. It says Begin Test. You'll start with your instructions. This will give you information about what type of test it is, if there's a timer setting, if you're expected to complete it at one setting. All of that information will begin in that step 1. Step 2 is the Submit button. Here, if you click Cancel, then you don't start the test. If you click on Begin, that will start your test. One thing to keep in mind, if you're forced completion, once you start a test, you must end the test. So don't click on that Begin until you're ready to take a test. This is just a very small example of what a test will look like. Yours will likely have lots more questions and different types of questions. But once you hit that Begin button, this will open up. Now this one's set to give you all of the questions at one time. You may have one question at a time that you'll need to answer. It just depends on how your instructor has given out this information, and it will be in the instructions. So step number 3, answer the questions being asked. Some of them won't allow you to backtrack. So once you answer that question, then you have to move on to the next question. And number 4, you want to save all the answers. That's a good thing to do during the test. That way, if you lose connectivity, your answers are being saved. Once you hit that save and submit, the test is over and it's submitted to your instructor. If it's a take it one time and you do this and you're not completed, that's going to be your one time. So make sure you are ready before you hit that save and submit button to submit that test to your instructor. Another type of activity that you may find in the course content is an assignment. This assignment example is a short essay. Here you will find the instructions for your test. You'll want to be sure and follow those instructions closely. You may even see some other information, which I'll explain to you in just a moment. Next up, the instructions are very important. These numbers below correspond with the assignment information down below that. Number 1, follow that assignment instruction. This will be extra details on how you need to submit your assignment properly. If there's a rubric, click on that. That's going to give you very detailed information on what is expected as far as grading for the assignment. 2 options on submissions. One will be in the basically that little submission box. This is mainly where you want to put in comments. Most instructors do not want the assignment in that submission box. They want you to attach it as a document or a PDF file. So be sure and read those very closely, very carefully. If you need it in a document or a PDF, you'll have to save it to your computer, browse your computer, and attach it by loading it in there. You may add any comments in the comments area. Here, On step number 6, you can cancel if you're not ready to post the assignment or if you need to make a change in the format. You may also save that as a draft so that you can go back and work on it later. If you save it as a draft, your instructor does not get it. So be sure and go back later and submit that assignment because the instructor won't be able to see it until you hit that submit button. The discussion board may be found in part of that content folder in a weekly module or a chapter folder, something like that. Or it may also be found on the main menu itself. Either way, it takes you to the same location. Some of your instructors will use the discussion tool for interaction. This is going to vary from course to course and instructor to instructor, so just keep in mind that you may or may not use this, but it's always a good idea to understand how you can use this tool. And it is a great tool for interacting as you would in a face-to-face classroom. This is your classroom, so this is where you would talk to one another. Again, that discussion board found in the modules are also found in the discussion board area of the main menu. Either way, takes you to the same place. I clicked on the forum called Introduce Yourself just to show you what this thread will look like. You'll notice nobody has posted in this thread yet, so you will have to actually create a thread to begin this discussion. Once you click on Create a Thread, you'll see a description, maybe some instructions. This will vary from instructor to instructor if they even use this. Next, you will want to title your message. That's where it says subject. So if there are no instructions on something like an introduce yourself, just put your name and followed by bio or biography. In the body section where it says message, this is where you're going to type in your information. So this is where you put in that bulk of that information. You'll notice that this first picture only gives you one line of the toolbar. If you click where the green circle is on yours, it will open it up and give you several more options. These options give you the ability to change the font size, the text, able to highlight, make it bold, cut. You can use equations in these. Mashups. What are mashups? Mashups are YouTube videos, Flickr photos, SlideShare presentations. You can also add a picture and attachment in these areas. So some like to add a picture of themselves in the biography. So that's something that you would be able to do by clicking on that little paper clip symbol. So just a few of the options available in your discussion forum. Some of you might encounter wikis. Wikis are sometimes used by instructors. They're kind of like Wikipedia. Everybody works on one project and you edit each other's work on this one concept. While a journal, these are more like a diary. A lot of times instructors will keep these more as a private activity. A blog is just that. It's a blog that allows everyone to post information on a certain topic. So you may encounter some of these activities, so I did want to mention these. I want to go a little bit more in detail about groups. A lot of you may not experience the groups in your classroom, but I do want to point out information about the groups. Groups are very important tools in critical thinking skills, learning how to work with others. Just as you will in the workplace, you're going to have people that don't want to participate. You're going to have people with strong personalities and those that say, whatever you think works great for me. Well, working in groups is going to be one of those situations where you have to deal with these type of things. So if you do have groups, here's what one may look like. This is one that I put together that just shows a group one, and it may vary. You may not have these same type of tools, but I want to point them out to you. Collaboration, where you can meet and talk about things in a collaborative type of forum. A file exchange, this allows you to switch out documents. You can have blogs and wikis and group tasks as well as group discussion boards and group journals that everyone in the group can go in and work with those type of things. So just wanted to point out the groups to you just in case you encounter these in your courses. And just keep in mind to do your best. And if you have any problems with groups, be sure and let your instructor know. You'll notice in the picture below that week 1 discussions is highlighted. If you click on the assignment, what happens is it opens up and you're able to see the grading on this. If it's a test, you're able to see the test if the instructor allows you to see the test questions, what's right, what's wrong, but that's going to depend on the instructor. So be sure and click on the assignments to see your feedback in the Grade Center. Course messages. Well, this is your email system within the course. So everything is contained in the course when you use course messages. You can create a message, you can receive a message throughout the course, and then when the course is archived, a copy of it is kept within the course so that if there's ever a question, the information is there. Let's take a closer look at the message system. To create a message, you just click on Create a Message and fill out the information. To organize your mail, you can create folders and move things around where you would like to save them. You can check your messages in the inbox. You can see if you have unread messages. You can check your sent messages. So it's just like any other email system. It's just within the course, and that's all that will be in that course message system. Any question that you may have about how Blackboard works will be found in this section. Now, if you have questions about technical support, you'll want to call Lee College's help desk. Now let's talk about what's expected of you in an online course. You may have heard that online courses are really easy. You have no deadlines. You may have been told that you can work at your own pace, that they're the same as face-to-face college courses. You are expected to complete the same amount of material and learn the same information that you would in the online classroom. It's just that you're going to be more student-centered. That means you're going to be teaching yourself more and reading through a lot of information more than having an instructor stand up in front of you. Your instructor is going to expect the same commitment to time and quality as they would in the campus course. But there is a big difference between online and the classroom. The online course is more centered on you. That's what we were just talking about. So what that means is you are responsible for your own learning and your own success in the course. The guidelines, the expectations are given to you in the course through the syllabus and through all of that information that you're going to find in the course content in the main menu. So be sure and review all of this information. Keep in mind, this is a college course. You're going to be extremely busy. You're going to have about 4 months to learn all of the material in the module. You're going to have to complete quizzes, assignments, discussions, possibly even group activities. So the class is not going to be easy. It's going to be one of those type courses where you're responsible for your own learning. So it's important that you're familiar with the course calendar for each of your online courses. It's recommended that you print these out and that you put that in a calendar, post it close to your computer. Keep in mind, there is no scheduled class time, but that doesn't mean that you should procrastinate and put it off because deadlines are going to come around. And if you don't schedule this, what's going to happen is those deadlines are going to pass and you're going to miss out on that work. So a great suggestion, schedule that time to work for your course. Schedule the amount of time minimum that you would have in the classroom for you to read over the material and study and get prepared, but it is going to take you a little bit longer than that. The course, though, is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but there are due dates, and many instructors will not take late work. So make it a point to spend time preparing, reading, studying, and completing those assignments on time. Keep in mind the amount of time that you're going to spend in the campus classroom, plus the amount of time that it's going to take you to teach yourself because you are going to be responsible for your own learning.